ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hey, and greetings. It is I, your host, the Sage of Time, as we launch into part 1 of my Darkest Dungeon Let's Play. Now, I'm a madman for doing this, but I figure I might as well if I'm going to get to a point where I will finish the game. So thusly, I have set up all the DLC, and I will be playing on Radiant mode because it is, while the easier mode, I value my sanity and your time. So thus, we shall begin.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright, with the stagecoach destroyed and the caretaker gone, you will have to make the journey to the hamlet on foot. And thus we will start with 2 characters, as you do every time you start a playthrough. We will have the Crusader and the Highwayman. The Crusader is going to be really good, as we'll see when we actually get past this loading screen, at killing the enemies that are undead. And The Highwayman's got a lot of bleed and a lot of utility just with being able to use a gun. And we're in. So we have our Crusader, and I will go over the skills and the quirks here and what they mean. Smite is your base attack that does 15% more damage versus your unholy enemies and can be used in slot 1 and 2. Zealous Accusation is a chained ranged attack on enemy ranks 1 and 2 that is lower damage but can also be used in positions 1 and 2, like base attack. Stunning Blow, which similarly can be used in positions 1 and 2, that has the added bit of stunning, doesn't do as much damage. And Bulwark of Faith, which increases the torch, but marks yourself and increases your protection. And you get to use that once in battle. Now, I had already talked to somebody about having the Crusader named for them. I just need to find the skin I consider the right skin. And then I will switch to the Highwayman. So, as for our Highwayman, they have Pistol Shot, which is positions 4, 3, and 2, which is our bread and butter ranged attack, and does a lot more against marked enemies, which is a stats effect done by other characters. Brave Shot, which is our AoE that will give more crit chances, and just actually nice for hitting 3 positions. Tracking Shot is our 1 use per battle ability that bypasses stealth and will de-stealth enemies, but also increases damage, accuracy, and crit. And Open Vein, which is our melee attack that does bleed and will decrease the bleed resistance and speed of the enemies. So, once again, we shall find a suitable skin. Thank you, mod creators. And we shall go over these, because I forgot to do that with the Crusader. Hard Noggin, more stun resistance. Quick reflexes, more speed. And Known Cheat. They're not allowed to gamble while they're in town. As for the Crusader, they have Warrior of Light, which is a 10% damage if the torch is above 75. But they also have God-fearing, so they'll only pray for stress relief, and they're a Kleptomaniac. Which, given the guy that I named this Crusader for, he plays D&D. So, make of that as you will. In any case, we shall go ahead and move forward.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead. Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Brigand Cutthroat, who has a low amount of resistances. We will open with the stun, and of course miss. We'll open the vein, and get that bleed.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Now we'll find a 10. And luckily the Crusader didn't just straight steal from the tent, so we found some stuff.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message.
Oh, nice.
The
We
rightful
still
owner
surprised
has
them.
returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So we'll apply the bleed to this guy. Or attempt to. Ah, he resisted. Then we shall go ahead and attempt to bulwark the fight. Nice dog. Oof. That crit though. That's not good. Let's go for the bleed again. Alright, so that's 2 damage per round. For 3 rounds. And then we shall strike at him. Nice dodge. We'll actually move the highwayman back. And continue striking at the frigate. Nice dodge. Again. And then we shall grape shot him.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
And now he's a big corpse in the way. That's nice. Continue striking at balls. Yeah, and the speed runs out, of course, at that point, so. So now we've mostly got this in the bag. It's just clearing that body. And then we shall open that chest and see what happens. With luck, it'll be something that will not indeed be
Annihilated.
awful. We got crest, so that'll be used later. Jade and emerald, which are worth gold. So, we shall continue, and then open this. And he resisted the flight, but we got nothing for it. So this is our results, and we got Lucrece. There's also, other things like paintings of us that we'll see later. And let's see if we... This time we didn't get more quirks. Interesting. Now we go to the hamlet.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
And now we shall take a look around a few places in town.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
So if people had died, we would see them here. Which people will die, so we'll see them here eventually.
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
Our nomad wagon for when we want to get heroes later. And I found a class that unfortunately won't work with the current version, so we will get rid of it when we come down to it, unfortunately, but that's the risk I run with having the GOG version instead of the Steam version. We also have the Jeweler for the Colors of Madness DLC. So later when we get shards and stuff, again, found another broken one, which is disappointing, but not I figured it would happen. Oh well. Not much I can do on that. And
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
this is where we'll see all the videos later. So we got a lot to do. So thusly, see what we can
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So we will go ahead and upgrade the stagecoach to get us 3 heroes.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
In fact, we'll go ahead and trade out an heirloom to get more heroes, so we'll have 4 heroes available the next time we do this, after we finish the next mission. So we now can get the Plague Doctor, and this Plague Doctor has plus 20% to their healing skills and weak grip, so they're not good with melee. They have 5% less crit. But they do have Plague Grenade, which is a connected one to hit the 3rd and 4th rank, and will cause Blight, which is our other damage over time effect. They also have Incision right now, so if I want to use them in melee, I could, and they'd be able to apply Bleed. They can use Emboldening Vapors, which is their per use ability, which gives damage and speed to a target, and Disorienting Blast, which stuns and then shuffles things around, but will also clear corpses, which is very, very useful. And I had asked someone else about this, and so they shall be named Satsuki, and they know who they are. So
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
was apparently the name didn't take. And then the next one is the Vegetable, who is robust, so they have a much higher disease resistance. But they're a known cheat, so they can't gamble. Only women can't gamble, apparently. Is weird. But they're our main healer with Divine Grace heals a single target 4 to 5 hit points. Divine Comfort heals the party for 1 to 3. Illumination, which is a ranged that will de-stealth as the Highwayman had. And we'll upgrade our torch a little, but does 20% less dodge on the enemy. And then Hand of Light, which is only if they're near the front, which will do more damage versus Unholy, and also increase the Vestal's damage and accuracy. We will talk about the camping skills later when camping becomes a thing, and I know when that's going to be. So I have decided that this one's going to be a friend that I gained recently. And this shall be my friend, Helpful Onions. But because I didn't.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And we already upgrade here, and there's no reason to upgrade the Nomad wagon right now. Though, getting the 10% cost reduction isn't bad.
Rarities and curios. Sold at a profit, of course.
But now it's time to do what's probably gonna be the
A
last.
mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Probably gonna do the last bit of dungeon. So we will put the Plague Doctor there, and the vessel there. So we get the usual suspects. That will occasionally give a bonus. And for this quest, we will get the Blight Stone, which increases Blight skill chance. So that wouldn't be bad for the Plague Doctor. And Crest Gold. Yeah. So we head into the room.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So, for these runs, I will take 8 of these Estus flasks or food. Once again, thank you, mod creators. 2 shovels, another anti-venom, another holy water, 2 bandages, 2 medical herbs, 2 keys, and 8 torches. And now we shall go. So hopefully, so far this video is going well. I hope that my voice isn't too monotonous. And so, we're off. And so we will go to the next room. We find another torch. So we'll use that immediately.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
We'll enter the room. And find Skeleton Boys. So thus, we will disorient the guy. And de-resist it, of course. So grape shot. I miss. And change out abilities later, but for now, we just kind of want to move the vessel up. And we'll just smite.
Another one falls.
This one. And eliminate. And that didn't work. Open.
Back to the pit.
Kill it. Now we get gold. And now we can open this chest. We got another shovel, citrine, and a light charm, which increases light resist but lowers dodge. So I don't know about that yet. I might sell that when we get back to town. So, on to the next room.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
And we'll use the shovel. Uh-oh. He didn't get surprised by but we'll light up the torch, and I think we will go ahead and blast them. Nice. Damage out there. Blade grenade. They resisted. And, Zealous activate.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
We'll heal the Crusader. I guess we'll party heal because that's when we'll start dead. We'll stun. Or go for the stun, but obviously dodge. We will relight area and do the great shot.
Their formation is broken.
Corpses.
Maintain the offensive.
Gets rid of one front ones. Then stun. Not doing so well. Oh well. We'll heal the Crusader again. Then we'll open the vein. They'll die on their turn.
The slow death. Unforeseen.
We got a bust.
Unforgiving.
2 busts, in fact. We'll go in here. Nothing in here.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Make sure that, and then we'll check the scouting. So, we know that there's a curio on either side. One is a room battle with a curio, and one is a room battle with treasure. I think we shall go with the treasure. We only need to explore 90% of these rooms anyway, so it's not too bad. Oh, the Crusader
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
stole a key and a few busts. Well, that is the risk. So we'll battle. And we surprise them. Though we will actually, in this fight, open with an open vein. They resisted the bleed though. And so we will Plague Grenade. And they still resisted. That's a pain. So instead we will go ahead and illuminate and reduce dodge.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And then we shall attempt to stun him. And we succeed the stun. So, they're trying to stress people out. Run them. But luckily the bleed didn't come off, so we will try and fail to get the blight again. Do that. Debuff that guy. And then we shall blast him.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Then we shall
As the fiend falls,
Zealous
a
Accusation.
faint hope blossoms.
Push the highwayman back. They can still shoot.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
So we got 2 more busts and more Citrain. And then we shall open up the box with the skeleton key. and another Citrain, an Emerald, and more. And then rearrange the party again. And keep moving. We'll have to keep an eye
The
out
light,
for traps.
the promise of safety.
Or Sid hits him after I say we'll look out for traps. But that's nice. Empty room anyway. Then we shall continue heading to that last room. Damn it, it activated twice in this dungeon. And we got the blood. Which is important for another DLC, the Crimson Court, which we'll eventually have to deal with. But for now, we'll eat our Estus flasks and regain health. Or drink, in this case. And then we shall continue. And now it's time for the last room. Thus, we will use the last few
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
shovel down stuff. And this is our biggest battle yet. So we will. They got 200% bleed resistance, so we're not gonna attempt to bleed them. Actually, they all do. At least these guys. So instead, we will Great Shot. Some damage spread. Then we'll play Grenade back here, because they only have the 10% blight resistance. Nice. 4 damage round for 3 rounds is nothing to take a fist at this point, and we'll party heal.
Soothed. Sedated.
And instead of doing anything big, we'll smite the guy in front. He's got some protection, but that's not too bad. Then another jump, and he missed, of course. Right when you want to not miss. Resolve's about to be tested on Satsuki.
As life ebbs,
We're already on
terrible
death's door.
vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
This is not good. This is still a tutorial dungeon. This shouldn't be happening. So he's guaranteed to die on his next turn before it, and so is he. So we will strike at the defenders who hasn't acted. We will heal Satsuki.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
And then we'll go ahead and make an incision and we'll just do damage. And then we'll shoot him. And we succeeded. And Satsuki
As
didn't
victories
die.
mount, so too will resistance.
So then we will do we got Jade, more busts, and gold. And then we will open this chest before we go. Glad I bought 2 keys. And we got more crests and beads. So thus we are done. And let's see how this all pans out. Lots of crests. And everyone got a quirk, so let's see how this goes. So our Crusader got regenerative, so they get more from restoration. Second wind, so more damage if hit points are below 50%. Satsuki got Stress Eater, so they'll consume more Estus Flasks if they're above 50 stress. And the Festival got Misses the Spot, so they have less crit. All in all, that's not too bad. There's worse ones that I could have gotten. So,
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
oh, we got an event to show in the hamlet, and we found the Kunoichi class, which is one of the modded classes, and they come with work for this one. Gothic, so one of the other classes, the Occultist, has the ability of word reconstruction, so this Kunoichi would get more healing from that. They are enlightened, so they'll only meditate, but they're also fading, so they have less speed and dodge. We will see how this one goes later, because I do not know how they work. They just have some nice tools, but they only have the one color scheme, so that's not too bad. We'll put them in the roster. And we unlock the tavern and the abbey. So I believe it is time to put Satsuki...
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
in one of the things, so I believe we will put her in the bar. Helpful onions.
The
has
cobwebs
to go
have been
somewhere.
dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
So they will go and cloister themselves with meditation. And we shall check our stage code. And unfortunately, these ones do not work, which is disappointing. So I will hire them on and then get rid of them. This is kind of
This
what
one
I
has
was
become
afraid of.
vestigial, useless.
And we will pull out the monk and the man-at-arms.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
So, monk's one of the new ones, and unfortunately, looks like they came with a quirk that is not named coded right for the version, but it does increase the bleed skill chance and the bleed amount, but they're also compulsive, so they need to do specific actions, but they're a cove adventurer, so they have less stress in the cove. We also got the man-at-arms, which is one of the base classes, and he comes with Crush, which is a basic melee. Bellow, which debuffs and increases the crits received chance while marked. Defender, so they'll guard and give someone protection. And they're on one use skill, which increases dodge and lower stress on character. They also come with the quirks Gifted, so more healing, which I might have actually already done. No, that was healing received. Unholy Hater, so more damage versus Unholy and less stress versus Unholy. But they're also a gambler, so they'll only gamble in town. And Off Guard, they have less speed and dodge on the first round. So they are for your longer battles. And I don't really have a person set up for this quite yet. but I have a few different styles that I could do. So, if people want to get in contact with me, I will name a character for them. Otherwise, this has been the first part. I'm hoping that I can be more entertaining in the later parts, but for now, this is the Sage of Time, signing off.